Hey everybody, it's Mavs, and this video I'm just going to be answering some questions that I thought would be interesting about my natural and sort of organic, clean, green sort of lifestyle and sort of my views on it. Just because when I watch other people's videos I have all these questions, and instead of me just jumping in and being like, I like this product and I like this product and this is my haul and these are my empties, you know, it's always great to have a bit of background and just keep you a little bit more informed. So I'm just going to get straight into it, just a few questions, and I hope you enjoy it. I got into natural beauty because it all started with my hair. I used to have really long hair. It was all the way down to my bottom, and it was really thick and really heavy, and I just found the longer it got, the more like problems I had with dandruff. I know that doesn't sound very nice, but you know, everyone gets it. So I was having like really bad dandruff problems. So I was trying all sorts of different products, and especially I was using the big name brand everyone knows for dandruff, and I was just thinking, oh, it just doesn't seem to be improving. In fact, it almost seems to be getting worse. So things carried on like that for a while, and then I dyed my hair one day. So I made the swap to one of those colour care products from this brand, and I thought, great, you know, it'll sort out my dandruff and I won't wash out my hair colour, it'll be great. So I used it for the first time, and as I was showering, I just couldn't believe it, because all of my hair dye was literally just being stripped out, and I could see it like running down the plug. This was meant to be a more gentle sort of caring shampoo, you know, to retain the colour, and instead it was just doing just the exact opposite, and it was just taking everything out of my hair. And I thought to myself, if it's taking colour out of my hair that easily, then what else is it taking out? Like, you know, the natural oils and sort of nutrients in my hair, and especially my scalp too. And so I thought, well, maybe this is part of the problem. Although this brand is designed to fix the problem, from my point of view, maybe it's actually making it worse. So I started to do some research on Google, because Google is your best friend, guys, and it was just bringing up all this amazing stuff that I just never even heard of, I'd never even considered. And one thing that it brought up that was the start of everything for me was SLS, and I was reading it about how bad it was an irritant, it would cause dryness, you know, even it would cause my dandruff, and I was like, what is this thing? Like, it didn't even have the full name, it was just the abbreviation, and I was just like, what is SLS? Like, I don't know. And I was like, if it's causing this much problems and it's in my shampoo, I need to know what that is, and I need to know if I can find a way to like get it out, like not have it in my products. So I started typing in all about SLS into Google, and then coming across brands that didn't have it in, and started experimenting with those. And the more research I did on it, the more it brought up other chemicals and ingredients that, you know, maybe you shouldn't have in your shampoo and, you know, your wash products and everything. And, you know, my mind was just blown. Like, there was so much information, I couldn't take it all in. And luckily I stumbled across this like No More Dirty Looks and their book, and that really helped, and that led me on to other sites, and it literally just snowballed. And I decided I've got to start transitioning, I've got to start getting these chemicals out, because I know for a fact with SLS, as soon as I started cutting it out, my dandruff improved, I didn't have an itchy scalp anymore. So I knew from personal experience that was definitely something that affected me, and if that was going to affect me, then I was going to try and see what other ingredients are in products that affected me and get rid of those too. No. No, definitely not, and it still isn't, and I don't think it ever will be. This is because of two main reasons that happened for me. First of all, I have always been raised with your traditional products. Like when I was growing up, I'd watch my mum use creams and makeup and learned about those brands, and more often than not, when I went to the drugstore or wherever, I would go for those brands because it's what I knew. Like, people tend to, you know, you have big name brands because they're big name, because everyone uses them, because it's just been passed down. So when it came to finding more products, I didn't know where to look because all I knew was what I'd been taught or what I'd picked up, you know. And I'm not saying it's, you know, anyone's fault. It's just the power of advertising, the power of branding and marketing, and if it's on the shelf, that's what you're going to go for. So that was really difficult for me, trying to find new brands. And secondly, because when I did think I'd found a brand that was sort of better and everything, I was making the massive mistake that everyone makes, and I still make, where I look at packaging and it's white and it's green and it's got floral patterns all over it, and it says 0% pure natural herbal infusions, and I'll go, wow, great, natural brand, doesn't have these ingredients that I want to avoid, you know, has other great essential oils and stuff. Grab it, take it home, and when I start using it, or I sit down and actually look at the ingredients for the first time, I go, oh shit, it's, yeah, maybe it's a little bit better, like it doesn't have parabens in it, but then it still has SLS, like number 2 ingredient, or I don't know, it still has talc in it. And you know, we're so trained with branding to take things on face value. Like, we learned in that if there's sort of an authority behind it, like a doctor's name or something, you trust it, you rely on it. And that was why it was hard to transition, because, you know, I was just grabbing products that I hadn't researched. I was just relying on someone else to tell me they were good, and that someone else was pretty much the packaging or the name. And so once I realised the mistake I was making, it was easier. But it was then a matter of going online or finding stores that had these better options, and having to stand there and read through all the ingredients and then think, I don't know what these ingredients are, and go back and search them and work out if they're okay, and then go back and buy it and test it out and then see if it worked for me, and if it didn't, then I have to start all over again. So yeah, transitioning is not easy. It's quite a commitment, but you can definitely do it, and I found so many amazing brands. And I think the great thing about today is that there are more and more better brands and products coming out. Like, these amazing companies are just popping up all over the place, and you look at the ingredients and they're genuinely good ingredients, and they genuinely don't have the stuff that you want to avoid. And you know, they're not making these organic claims when they don't actually have more than one organic ingredient. They're trustworthy and they're honest, and that's great. And also, I'm finding them easier to get hold of as well, because there's more and more online stores, more physical stores popping up in High Street. So yeah, it's getting better, but no, generally, in a nutshell, no, it's not easy. The main lesson I've learned from moving into a greener, cleaner, more natural sort of routine or lifestyle, especially with beauty and cosmetics, is, as I was saying before, you know, don't take things at face value. Don't just go along with the advertising and the branding, because it won't always be as honest as you want it to be. So it's all about doing your own research, exploring, testing things out. That's why I love these natural beauty boxes, because you get samples and you can try it out and see if it's right for you, and you can look at the ingredients and go, okay, this is a great product, but it's got that one ingredient that is really important to me for me not to have in it. So definitely the main lesson is always rely on yourself, do your own research, never rely on the packaging or the branding or the advertising or even the company. You may really, really love a company, but they will bring out that one product, and so for me, so there are some brands which I just love their skincare, and then they'll bring out makeup and their powder formulas will have talc in, and I just, you know, that's just not something I'm willing to use. So I will stick to their skincare, but I won't use their makeup just blindly just because I love that brand. It's about making an informed choice by yourself. For me, there are several benefits of going natural in my lifestyle and my skincare and beauty. Firstly is because I have definitely noticed a difference, a positive difference, definitely an improvement in my body and my skin and my hair. Like I said with SLS, definitely I saw my dandruff improved and then it went away, and things like my hands, when I was washing my hands weren't feeling as dry afterwards because I wasn't having that chemical, which obviously was affecting my skin. And also I see a benefit in the fact that I feel like I'm not hurting the environment as much, because if you have chemicals that are that bad for your skin, and then say it's like a body wash, and there are bad ingredients that are, you know, affecting your skin. Yes, when you're washing yourself, they're going into your skin and harming you there, but they're also still washing down the plug. They're still going into our water system. They're still going into our soil. You know, they're going into the atmosphere, and you know, they're causing pollution, and they're going to have a negative impact on the environment. And so it's sort of twofold. By you avoiding harming yourself and your skin, you're actually avoiding causing extra harm to the environment. So I think that's all the questions I'm going to answer for now, otherwise this video will get very long and very boring. I hope I haven't bored you too much, and I hope maybe that answered some questions that you might have watching videos in the future or watching my 2 previous videos. And maybe you'd like to do this too, because the reason I did this was I always watch other people's videos or I read their blogs, and I always have these questions. I'm always just like, oh, I wonder how they got into it. I wonder what, you know, their favourite brand is. I wonder, you know, why they make the choices they do, and how they, you know, put it in the rest of their life. So I hope it was interesting, I hope it was useful, and I will hopefully speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!